2. The beginning of India's struggle for freedom. Before the actual struggle of India's freedom began in India, a social reform movement was started by some great leaders. In this chapter, we will learn about some of them like Rajaram Mohan Roy, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Vivekananda, and Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Rajaram Mohan Roy, 1772 to 1833. Rajaram Mohan Roy was a social reformer who started the Brahmo Samaj to carry on the social reform movement. He was the reformer who was against the practice of sati. Sati was that practice made by women of those days who used to burn themselves along with the funeral pyres of their deceased husbands. This evil practice was abolished by the British Governor General William Bentinck because of the support given by Rajaram Mohan Roy. He also started a movement against child marriages and also encouraged widow remarriages. He also supported English education. Swami Dayanand Saraswati, 1824 to 1883. Arya Samaj was started by Dayanand Saraswati. The Arya Samaj countered the propaganda which was carried on by the Christian missionaries against Hinduism and also created self-confidence among the Hindus. Caste system was opposed by Arya Samaj. Female education was encouraged by Dayanand Saraswati. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, 1820 to 1891. He was a social reformer and a great scholar. He was the one who carried on a movement against child marriages. He was in favor of widow remarriages. He was the one who established the schools for girls. Swami Vivekananda, 1863 to 1902. He was a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was the one who established the Ramakrishna mission. The institution was established to help the people. The messages of the institution inspired many people to become patriots. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, 1817 to 1898. He was the social reformer among the Muslims. He encouraged the Muslims to join the English schools to have modern education. He also encouraged Western education. This movement which he started was called as the Aligarh movement. These social reformers were great thinkers. They preached against social evils in the society. They also preached about the equality of all the people without differences among the people on the basis of race, language, caste, religion, color, etc. They also preached about unity among the people. All these preachings and teachings of the reformers prepared the people for freedom struggle. Finally, we can say that the social reform movement laid the foundation for India's freedom struggle. Indian National Congress. The Indians were suffering very badly under the British rule. There were none to look or listen to the grievances of Indians. There was no proper organization to represent their cause. At that time, the leaders of the country thought of establishing an organization bringing all the educated Indians together to discuss about the problems of the country. This led to the birth of the Indian National Congress in 1885. The founder of the Indian National Congress was A.O. Hume, who was a British retired civil servant. The first session of the Indian National Congress was held at Bombay. It was presided over by Bhumesh Chandra Banerjee. The Congress was started as a mere small organization, but in course of time it developed into a big one. This National Congress played a major role in the freedom struggle. In the beginning, Congress had only some objectives. The early Congress leaders were called as moderates as their demands were moderate in nature. As they were the ones who passed out some resolutions for more jobs to Indians, reduction of military expenditure, etc. The moderates were Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopala Krishna Gokhale and Surendranath Banerjee. Soon, the young generation was not satisfied with the methods of Congress. They wanted the Congress to start the people's movements against the British. They thought that demands must be backed by force. These people were called extremists. Lala Lajpati Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal and Balagangadhar Tilak were the extremists. They were the people who demanded Swaraj or freedom for India from foreign rule. Tilak was the one who gave the slogan, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." He was the one who criticized the policies of British through his papers, Maratha and Kesari. Tilak was imprisoned for disobeying the Britishers. The Swadeshi Movement. By 1905, nationalism spread to every nook and corner of the country. It flourished mainly in Bengal. To stop the spread of nationalism, the British divided the Bengal provinces into two in 1905. It was also done to divide the Hindus and Muslims in the country. The Indians opposed this and raised a movement against the partition of Bengal known as the Swadeshi and Boycott movement. Both the Swadeshi and Boycott were the two weapons used by the Indians. Swadeshi means the people should use only the Indian goods. Boycott means refusing the foreign goods, and they even burned the foreign goods. This badly hurt the British industry and encouraged the Indian industry. It was the first movement of the people against the British rule. As many people from many parts of the country participated in it, it was also called the Vande Mataram movement. It was the time when the song Vande Mataram was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and sung by the people. All this had made the government to revoke the partition of Bengal in 1911. With this, the Swadeshi movement came to an end. Home Rule Movement 1916 to 1918. During the First World War, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Annie Besant started the Home Rule movement in India. Annie Besant was an Irish lady who settled in India and demanded for self-government in India. The Britishers did not like her speeches and writings, and so she was imprisoned. Through her newspapers, New India and Commonwealth, she propagated the idea of Home Rule. Tilak also did the same writing about it in his magazines Maratha and Kesari. The Revolutionists. While many people carried out the movement against the British in a peaceful manner, some people thought of getting our country free by following some violent and revolutionary methods. They were known as revolutionists. One of them was Khudiram Bose. He threw a bomb in 1908 to the carriage of an unpopular British judge to kill him. The bomb missed the judge, and instead 2 English women were killed. As a punishment, he was hanged. He was only 15 years then. The other revolutionists were V.D. Savarkar and Shyamji Krishna Varma, who carried on their revolutionary activities from England. Madame Kama brought Vande Mataram, a paper from Geneva. Raja Mahendra Pratap and Maulana Barkatullah carried their revolutionary activities from Kabul in Afghanistan. Some revolutionists from Punjab, like Lala Hardayal, went to America and started the Gadar Party there. Their sole aim was to overthrow the British government in India by an armed rebellion. All these revolutionists inspired the others by their courage, patriotism, and sacrifice to participate in the great movement. Let's revise the important points. 1. The social reformer movement was a great source of inspiration for India's freedom movement. 2. The Indian National Congress was started by A.O. Hume in 1885. Its first session was held at Bombay. 3. The British government partitioned Bengal in order to divide the Indians into Hindus and Muslims. 4. The Swadeshi Movement was launched against the Bengal partition. 5. The Home Rule movement was carried on from 1916 to 1918. Do these. 1. Answer the following questions. Conceptual Understanding. 1. Name the social reformers of India. Answer. Rajaram Mohan Roy, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Vivekananda, and Sir Syed Ahmad Khan were the social reformers of India. 2. Why was the Indian National Congress started? Answer. The Indians were suffering very badly under the British rule. There were none to look or listen to the grievances of Indians. So, the leaders of the country thought of establishing an organization bringing all the educated Indians together to discuss about the problems of the country. This led to the birth of the Indian National Congress. 3. Write a short note on Swadeshi Movement. Answer. By 1905, nationalism spread to every nook and corner of the country. To stop the spread of nationalism, the British divided the Bengal province into two. The Indians opposed this and raised a movement known as the Swadeshi and Boycott movement. Swadeshi means the people should use only the Indian goods. Boycott means refusing the foreign goods. This badly hurt the British industry and encouraged the Indian industry. All this had made the government to revoke the partition of Bengal in 1911. 4. Write a short note on Home Rule movement. Name some revolutionists. Answer: during the First World War, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Annie Besant started the Home Rule movement in India. Through her newspapers New India and Commonweal, Annie Besant propagated the idea of Home Rule. Tilak also did the same by writing about it in his magazines, Maratha and Kesari. Khudiram Bose, V.D. Savarkar, Swamiji Krishna Verma, Raja Mahendra Pratap, Maulana Barakatullah, Lala Hardayal are some revolutionists. 2. Fill in the blanks. Conceptual understanding. Three. State whether the statements are true or false. Conceptual understanding. Oh no! Do it again. You have fun! Project work. Ask the students to collect the pictures of the freedom fighters and stick them in their project book.